Blame it on my roots. Showed up in boots and ruined your black tie affair. The last one to know, the last one to show. I was the last one you thought you'd see there. And I saw the surprise and the fear in his eyes when I took his glass of champagne. And I toasted you, said, honey, we may be through, but you'll never hear me complain. 'Cause I've got friends in low places where the whiskey drowns and the beer chases my blues away. And I'll be okay. 'Cause I'm not big on social graces. Think I'll slip on down to the oasis. 'Cause I've got friends in low places. Hello, singers, and welcome to episode 1 in what will become a series of videos on voice technique, tutorials, and the concepts of singing. To start things off, we're going to talk about low notes. I think in popular music, as well as in classical music, it tends to be the high voices that get the spotlight, the tenors, the sopranos. And for most of us, then, there's a whole other side to our voices that we often don't explore. And that's what we're going to do today. Before we start singing, we're going to quickly check in with our posture. Find a posture that is relaxed, that is upright, that is balanced. A few things to watch out for might be slouched shoulders collapsed over the rib cage, or the opposite. Maybe we're too far back, trying to sit up a little too tall. Find something that's relaxed, that's balanced, that's neutral. I sit on an exercise ball when I sit to play the keyboard. And I find that does a pretty good job of keeping me aligned. If you have one around, you might want to give it a try. All right, the next step then is to wake up the breath, get the breath going, and get the resonating spaces opened up and ready to hit some nice low notes. So we're going to start with an exercise that will both wake up the breath and get some expansion, get some space into the pharynx and the resonating cavity at the back of the mouth. The exercise sounds like this. And what we're singing on it is mi-ya, with the first 3 notes being staccato, as in mi-i-i, before opening to ya for ya. Now, when we inhale before we sing here, what we can do is leverage that breath, not just to put air in our lungs, but to help relax everything here and kind of go into a pre-yawn sort of position. We don't need to go full yawn. That tends to push down on the root of the tongue and cause other issues. But a pre-yawn, it's also been called a joyful surprise, where someone might surprise you and you go, oh, that's amazing, but we're going to just get that little bit of pre-yawn release in the larynx and open up the pharyngeal cavity here on the inhale. And then when we do the staccato part on mi-i-i, you may notice if you're controlling the start and the stop of air at the level of the diaphragm, you may notice your diaphragm may pop out a little, e, every time you start or stop the flow of air. If so, that's great. So put together, the exercise sounds like this. Mi-ya. So we'll inhale on a nice pre-yawn position, staccato on the first few notes before going back to the ya space in the top note of the scale. I will play it once and sing it, and then I'll play it the second time for you to sing it. So let's start. Mi-ya. And your turn. And we'll move that up. me, ya. And you. Remember to keep the bottom, the me, staccato to make sure our diaphragm is functioning at least somewhat. I know it's locked down and we probably just woke up, but that's why we're going to wake this up. Me, ya. Your turn. And a few more. Me, ya. Two more. Me, ya. Keep the top open for the ya. Me, ya. Very good. Now we've got a little bit of stretch. We've got the diaphragm functioning for us. We're going to keep the diaphragm firing, and we're going to keep that space in the back of the throat when we go down. We're going to take our voices down on a simple 5-tone scale that just sounds like this. And we're going to sing bay, as in the sheltered part of an ocean where the boats dock. And it'll sound like this. Bay, 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 bay. You may notice there that my cheeks puff out a little bit on the B. And the reason we're putting that into this exercise is because we want to generate just a little bit of air pressure inside the mouth. Get that little bit of air pressure back down on the vocal folds to help them relax and connect fully to get some nice, rich, low notes. And it can be tempting sometimes on the bright A to drop the soft palate and close up the space that we had on the ya. But let's resist the urge to do that and keep that nice and open. Maybe think pre-yawn on the inhale like we just did. For bay, 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 bay. Something like that. Again, I will play it twice. The first time I will play it and sing to demonstrate. And then the second time is your turn. Let's go. Bay, 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 bay. And you. Take this down. Bay, 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 bay. Your turn. Good work. Bay, 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 bay. You. Bay, 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 bay. Bay, 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 bay. And your turn. Bay, 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 bay. Two more. Bay, 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 bay. And the last one. Bay, 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 bay. I hope you find this series of exercises helpful for you in opening up the bottom end of the voice and finding more warmth and more richness in the tone. I'm offering voice lessons online because, well, that's kind of all we're allowed to do these days. So if you would like to work with me one-on-one, feel free to comment on the video or send me a direct message on Facebook or on Instagram. And if you liked the video, click the like button, hit subscribe. Subscribe to my channel, there will be more videos coming up. If you know someone else who you think would like the video, please send it their way. Thank you for watching, and until next time, happy singing.